They've chosen us because we're the best.
Believe in yourself.
We are ready.
Welcome to Demo Day.
Good evening. Good evening, everybody. Welcome to the METRO Accelerator Demo Day of 2017. So, this is the first ever Demo Day we've done in Munich. We're so happy to be here. It's great to be surrounded by all of you. I even have family here. My brother is in the audience. There he is. It's great. It's great to be surrounded by family. Great. So my name is Jens Lapinski. I am a managing director at Techstars, and I have the pleasure of running the METRO Accelerator. Who here knows what Techstars is? Have you ever heard of it? Raise your hand. Who has heard of Techstars? A little bit? Yeah, it's about half. Great. That's really, really good. I'm pleased. Now, for those of you who have never heard of Techstars, I would just like to take a couple of minutes to introduce ourselves, because I think that's the right thing to do. So, Techstars is a global network that helps entrepreneurs succeed, and we do this primarily via mentorship-based accelerators. We run a lot of them. We run 30 this year all over the world. About 10 of them are what we call city accelerators, so that would be something like Techstars LA or Techstars New York or Techstars Berlin. And then we have 20 programs like the METRO Accelerator that are industry thematic and always with one or more corporate partners. So the METRO Accelerator is partnering with METRO. It's focused on hospitality technology, meaning technology for restaurants and hotels. The Techstars companies over the last few years have raised an astonishing number of capital. There's over 1,100 companies now. They've raised over $4 billion. They're worth over $10 billion. Because we are always investing in 10 companies per program, we always invest 120,000 euros for between 6 and 9% of equity. If you do the maths with 30 accelerators, this means Techstars has this year invested in over 300 early-stage technology companies globally. That probably makes us the world's most active early-stage technology investor. Yeah? So what are some of those companies? Well, I've just picked one for you today. SendGrid. SendGrid went public on the New York Stock Exchange a few weeks ago. I checked the market cap this morning. It was $820 million US. This is a company that I believe graduated in 2009 from our Techstars Boulder program. Yeah? We have over 1,000 of companies that we've invested in, and some of them we're going to show you today. Great. So that is enough about Techstars. I would very much like to introduce you to what we're doing with METRO. And for that, I would like to welcome Andreas Würfel on stage, and he will tell you a lot more about how METRO and Techstars are working together.
We will try. Yes.
Thank you.
Thanks, everyone. Thank you. Thanks for coming. My name is Andreas. I'm Director Community Innovation at METRO. Remember these? Circa 1997, for those of you young enough not to know, about 20 years ago, that was considered state-of-the-art technology. That was considered state-of-the-art innovation. And this was only 20 years ago, maybe even 50 years ago. Much has changed since. If you look at the cost of software today, the cost of software in only 20 to 15 years has gone to virtually zero. Buying hardware today is really at the fraction of a cost of what it cost about 10 or 15 years ago. We believe this makes for tremendously attractive business economics, unit economics, to innovate in the independent hospitality space today. Now, I want to start actually with what I think is most important to most of us in this room, and that is really customers. Customers, business relationships today and tomorrow. At METRO across 25 countries, we are essentially helping independent restaurant owners, independent hotel owners, entrepreneurs in their own right to succeed. For us, this is hugely important, and in many ways, they're entrepreneurs very much like tech startups. They're business builders, they're risk takers, they're men and women absolutely passionate to serve their customers day to day, 7 days a week. Now, interesting enough, wherever this is, there's a second community that METRO has started fostering over the last 3 years. And those are the tech founders, the tech entrepreneurs. Those are the 9 ones graduating today. Those are tech founders that may be in the room additionally and around the world. And very much like our restaurant and hotel entrepreneurs, those are risk takers. Those are business builders. Those are folks that have figured out how to work with a finite amount of capital to somehow build a business and have this scale. Now, we believe that this business, that the hospitality industry, is ripe for innovation. And we think the numbers really show that. If you look at Europe alone, has almost 2 million independent entrepreneurs, independent restaurant and hotel owners, that are generating 120 billion euros in purchasing power, 120 billion in purchasing power. And that is that's more than 3 times that in consumer sales. That is not patty cash. That is a sizable number that we believe is comparable to, if not even larger than a lot of other industries that are currently innovating in the digital space. Now, we didn't want to just go out and trust numbers. We wanted to make sure that we know what the market opportunities are. So we started asking questions. We have plenty of customers around the world, and one of the first things we did is we looked around across our countries and our customer base and asked, what are you using today in terms of digital? And what came out of it is that really most of the answers was that the business tools that they're using are still quite antiquated. And if I would have to summarize our findings from having these conversations with our customers, we would say that the predominant operating system today in many restaurants, the operating system in many restaurants today is pen and paper. Pen and paper to take your order, pen and paper to take table reservations. The cash register is probably at a stage where it's maybe 2 steps up from pen and paper. And if you look at back-end kitchen and back-end processes, not much has changed probably over the last couple of centuries. And our next question was, if that is really the status quo, what are the digital solutions out there that may help our customers successfully move into the 21st century? Are they available? Where are they? Who is building those? And it turns out the answer is yes, they exist. In fact, this program is one of the prime examples of helping us discover those solutions, helping us discover best-in-class restaurant and hotel solutions for this marketplace. We're finding there's answers to pain points that customers have back of house, front of house, and out of house for that matter. But that wasn't enough for us. We wanted to make sure that we also test things out. We didn't just want to believe that there's a customer demand and that there's possibly technology that could help solve for pain points. So what we've done is we've created pilot markets, 5 major cities in Europe, and brought together almost 1,000 restaurateurs, putting them in direct touch with startups solutions. Starting a dialogue about, well, what exactly are pain points in a restaurant or at a hotel today, and how can they best be solved? And so we've done this over 5 cities, and hopefully we'll roll out even more. It's a hugely successful program because it helps everyone in this dialogue to learn and best figure out what works and what doesn't. Now, from those pilots, numbers are actually quite impressive. Restaurateurs that have participated in these pilot programs, that have started to adopt startup technologies in that space, they tell us sales are up 10%. 10%, which is in a low margin environment, quite a dramatic number to start with. Now, 10% in added revenue also means that it had to do something with money coming in. In fact, check sizes have been up 40% for those restaurateurs that have tried digital solutions from us. 40%. Variable cost, for that matter, down 10%. One of my favorite, 15% in food waste reduction. This is a pretty tremendous number for the space that we're in, and probably most significant, the use of technology has helped our participating restaurants save about 30% of time that they would have otherwise used for internal processes. And if you save 30% of time, either that helps you better, improve the business you're running, or actually start a second one. Now, what that means for us is that METRO, as a 53-year-old wholesaler, we're looking to leverage those customer relationships in a way that we believe no one else can. With 20 million customers, many of those restaurateurs and hotel customers, we have essentially a scale of personal relationships developed over decades. We don't want to become a tech company per se. We certainly don't want to become a VC in a classical sense. But if we as a wholesaler with those formidable customer relationships, if we can go in and help businesses succeed, help set up a digital platform that lets them pick and choose the technology they believe are best fit for their business purposes, then that is a tremendous advantage both for our customers, for the startups that are providing the solutions, and for METRO at large. And it's that platform that we believe is hugely unique. The customer acquisition costs for someone not having those relationships, not having those customer relationships, are tremendous. For us, they're part of what we do every day, which is be in touch with customers, hopefully provide the best products, and now add on top digital solutions. In a sense, we're becoming a virtual CTO, if you will, to many of our customers. What that means is no more dial-up modems. We've moved on quite a bit. We believe firmly that the future holds tremendous opportunities for our customers, and we're thanking you for coming on that journey with us. Thank you very much.
Great, so now we come to, thank you, Andreas. Now we come to demo day. So, first ever in Munich. Why in Munich? Jens, half of you said, why in Munich? The other half said, bring all of your programs to Munich. So, when we opened the Techstars office in Berlin in January of 2015, that was just the first program. Techstars Berlin is now run by Rob Johnson. We then opened 2 METRO programs, one focused on retail technology and one focused on hospitality technology, where we're having demo day today. And then also this year, we opened the SAP Accelerator focused on enterprise software with a specialty on artificial intelligence, machine learning, and everything else that's smart. That's run by my colleague, Connor Murphy. Now, I want to particularly point out the retail program to you because the managing director of this program is in the audience. Jack, where are you? He's over there. Great. So this retail program has applications currently open. Startups can test their products in METRO stores and Récolte stores. They can also test them across the entire supply and logistics chain. Procter & Gamble is involved, and you can also test your products across their entire supply chain, which is pretty massive. Applications close February 2nd, if I remember that correctly, and the program runs in the second quarter of next year. So, those are the 9 companies that are going to present today from the METRO Accelerator focused on hospitality, and I would like you to welcome the first one.
Our first founder is a true English gentleman who is making waves beyond the shores of England. Please give a huge warm welcome to Ben from Impala! London calling to the faraway town. Now war is declared.
Hi there, my name is Ben Stephenson. I'm the founder and CEO of Impala. Impala is the API for hotel data. That means that we connect software companies and hotel software systems. And the reason that we do that is because right now, doing it without us is incredibly painful. Why? Well, that's because the total number of different hotel software systems a technology company has to connect to is a lot. Genuinely, it's thousands. And connecting to every single one of them, connecting to any of them, can cost up to 25,000 euros and take up to 18 months. But now, though, connecting to our API reduces the number of different connections that a software company has to make to one. That's us. Connecting to our API in minutes rather than months means that we do all the hard work. We connect in advance to those hotel software systems, the major hotel software systems, and expose one single clear API. Now, this is not the first industry where this has happened. In fact, we see the same pattern time and time again. First, cloud services come along, B2B cloud services. They make everyone's life better. And then second, one company builds the API that connects it all together. What happens next? Well, that company becomes extremely valuable. I'll show you how we're doing that for hotels. Now, like Stripe or SendGrid, this is a coding tool built for software engineers. And so I imagine there are at least a few people in the audience that do not have a degree, advanced or otherwise, in computer science. For those people, let me show you instead what it looks like when we show our product to a software engineer. They love it. We started doing this, we started marketing our product 6 weeks ago. And in that time, we have on our waiting list 2 million euros in lifetime value, 16 companies. We don't keep the slide up to date anymore, it takes too long. Let's talk about one of them in particular, Oki. It's a great example of why our product is so necessary. Now, Oki is a fantastic company. They allow hotels to sell more expensive rooms and services to their guests. The problem that they have is that they can't sell their product to all the hotels that desperately want it. Why? That's because it's difficult to build these connections alone. Now, though, that with us, they can connect through us to any core system that we can allow. Makes their life much easier, and they love it. But how do we turn that love into money? So this is our business model. It's fairly simple. We charge each software company a set fee per month depending on the size of the hotel that they want to connect to. Now that works really well for them because it mirrors exactly how they charge their customers, per room, per month. Works really well for us because we're building in a percentage cost to an entire market. A market that's worth 37 billion euros and is increasing 7% year on year. And like payment processing, like Stripe, the solution that connects this together will take a significant percentage of that. So who else is doing this? Who else is building a universal hotel API? No one. It's just us. And there's a really good reason for that. You see, until recently, building a product like this would have been very, very difficult. Not enough of these services were cloud-based. Now it's possible. We're doing it. We're doing it well. So who are we? Well, this is our core team. We're based in London. My background is as a software engineer. I've built API-driven products and built teams building API-driven products in travel for years. My co-founder, Charlie Cowley, has worked in travel brand consultancy. Our operations director, Phil Schlee, well, he's worked in hospitality his entire career, most recently at One Fine Stay. And Casper, well, Casper has spearheaded the entire early traction operation. He's doing fantastically. Before we came to Techstars, we raised 500,000 euros. And with some of that, we did this. We hired 3 fantastic software engineers. Why just software engineers? Well, why not salespeople? Well, it's interesting. This is a really rare problem. This is one of the only cases where customers aren't an issue. The market is crying out for something like this. It's needed. Pricing isn't an issue. They're already paying an order of magnitude more to achieve worse results. The only question is who's going to pre-build these integrations first and take the entire market. So that is our intent over the next few months. We'll pre-build these integrations. We'll fundraise to do so. Thank you very much for listening to me today, and I hope you enjoy your day. Thank you very much.
His name makes him sound like a Greek god, but there is nothing mythological about this next founder and his company. Please welcome to the stage Euclides from GuestU!
Hello everyone, I'm Euclides, CEO of GuestU. There are 20 million hotel rooms worldwide. Our vision is to put a smartphone in each one of these rooms so that guests are digitally connected with the hotel and with the local ecosystem. We believe that smartphones in hotel rooms will become as common as TV and Wi-Fi. So we all use our phones a lot. We all have our own set of apps. But when we travel, things get clunky. Apps are different in each city. For instance, if you think of transportation, you'd use My Taxi in Germany, you'd use Uber in France, and you'd use Cabify in Spain. And this happens across many different categories. But as a guest, you don't want to download one more app and create a new account for each one. What if hotels, instead of offering you a landline, offer you a GuestU phone, a free-to-use smartphone with preloaded, curated local apps and personalized recommendations? And you know what? Guests love it. Here are our engagement metrics. They're fantastic. 50% of guests pick up the device and they use it on average 72 minutes in a single day. I know you may be wondering of why a device, but the truth is we have 10 times more engagement than any typical hotel app. And you want to know what do they use? Let me tell you. It's not about calls, therefore roaming has no impact. It's about external apps and our personalized recommendations. And we do have tons of data that shows that guests actually go outside the hotel room. As for hotels, they love it. Unlike other solutions, they can actually have their own branding in it. They can improve online reviews, improving RevPAR, and they can increase revenue from internal services and outside transactions. So let me tell you, how do we make money? We make money in 3 ways. First, hotel subscriptions that more than cover the cost of the device and data. Second, advertising. Cartier and Burberry are just 2 of our customers. Third, marketplace commissions. Let me give you a quick example. As a guest, you can call a taxi with just 2 clicks and pay directly at the checkout in your hotel bill. How convenient is this? We have an awesome team to support this, with previous startup experience, with tourism background. Myself, I'm on my 3rd startup, having built one of the largest tour operators in Portugal that last year transported over 100,000 people. Then we have Marcelino, our CTO, that brings over 18 years of experience in software development. Then we have João Barata, a telco engineer, and we have Manuel, a former country manager at the leading social company. And then we have another 10 people at our offices in Portugal. So we're live in 1,000 rooms, 28 properties, including a few properties from 2 of the largest chains in Europe, Pestana Group and Iberostar, one of the largest chains in Spain. We're growing a lot. We've started in Portugal. Now we aim to expand to other European countries. For that, we're raising a new round. Again, my name is Euclides, and I would be delighted to talk to you after. Thank you.
He has more successful exits than Munich has beer halls. Please welcome to the stage, Jaime from Piccadilly.
Hello everyone, I'm Jaime, I'm the CEO of Piccadilly. My co-founder and I knows more than anyone else about food tech in Spain. We have built 4 companies and we have sold 3 of them, all in this same space, food tech. We have sold 1 company to GuestU. GuestU plays in online food delivery, a market of 36 billion euros. It's crazy, right? That market have created 5 unicorns. But you know what is even bigger? That is Pickup. Pickup is 218 billion euros. That is 6 times bigger than delivery. But you know what? There's no unicorns yet. Yet, because we're changing this. Food delivery is all about dinner. 80% of the orders are just on dinner time. Pickup is all about lunch. Pickup is perfect for lunch. This is not a fantasy, it's a reality, and it's called PickaDeli. In PickaDeli, we're changing the way lunch works. And this is how we do it. First, all the meals cost exactly the same price. All those meals are made by restaurants 5 minutes walking distance from your office. And with just 2 clicks, you can select the meal and the time you want to do the pickup. With this, you will avoid wasting your time in lines. Simple. That's it. Nothing else. Try to do something similar with delivery. I want to share with you also some metrics. Actually, some really, really good metrics. Amazing. I've never seen anything like this before. Margins, 35%. 35% in food tech industry. Totally not frequent. That we award core ARPU, average revenue per user on a monthly basis, is also way better than the average coming from delivery. But the metric that is totally freaking me out is repeat. 38% repeat? Really? Yeah, it works. 38%. Remember, delivery have created 5 unicorns. Imagine how big Pickup will be. But hang on, gets better. I want to share with you also, sorry, I'm going to put my back glasses. I want to share with you also our progressions in the last months, right? I've never seen a startup in food tech growing as fast like we're doing. We have been able to achieve 1,600 meals sold in the last month, almost 10K revenue per month, the CAC, customer acquisition costs, going down and down over the months. But the most important fact, this growth has been totally organic, which means that has been just in one single small area, the city of Madrid. Now, this is the rocket ship we have been waiting for all of our lives. When I meant we, I meant my co-founder, Pedro, and I. We have sold already 3 companies in this same space, but this, PickaDeli, is going to be really the big one. For this, we're raising a seed round where we have already committed 1/3 coming from European investors. So as I said before, delivery has made 5 unicorns, and pickup is 6 times bigger. So I'm sure you don't want to miss this one. In case you're interested, let's pick up some lunch. Thanks for coming.
And now, from Munich with love, never say waiter again. Please welcome onto stage Igor from Ordercube.
Hi guys, I'm Igor, co-founder and CEO of Ordercube. And today I want you to experience the restaurant world's most common problem. Now this right now, we're roughly 10 seconds of waiting. How did that make you feel? Awkward? Strange? Uncomfortable? A psychological issue. As long as you wait for something to happen and it does not, time passes much slower and it feels tense. And when you're hungry, it feels even more tense. And this is exactly what restaurant guests experience day by day and worldwide when they're trying to catch a waiter's attention. So we invented the world's most direct and simple way to call a waiter, the Ordercube. And this is how it works. When a guest is willing to be served, all he has to do is simply tap call. This will make the Ordercube change its color. By that, the guest will realize that the waiter is informed, and the waiter will realize how long guests have been waiting already. And all of that is also displayed on the Ordercube app to grant the maximum possible overview for the waiter, and especially for the restaurant owner, in case he's not in the restaurant. So as you see, it's so simple to use. It can be easily integrated in any restaurant, and everybody will understand it right away. Guests? Well, guests obviously love it, because they have to wait 80% less time for the waiter, which will make them happy. Waiters love it because, well, happy guests give more tip. And restaurant owners buy it because the Ordercube helps them to turn tables faster. And by turning tables faster and happy guests ordering more, they increase their revenue. In the past 4 months, we sold a total of 2,000 Ordercubes to 40 restaurants. The best part comes. And we achieved all of that with just one salesman. And now, METRO is our partner. And with them, a lot of salesmen. And believe me, they love to sell the Ordercube, well, because it's basically self-explaining. An amazing partnership. Come to think about it, just as this one is. Daniel and I have been best friends for the past 20 years, and at the age of 18, we sold our first startup together. In the past 10 years, we have been operating businesses together, always being complementary. Daniel's in finance and sales, I'm in product and marketing, and together we established a team of experts in a total combining over a century of expertise in hard and software development. And last year, we decided to use that expertise to achieve something no one has ever achieved before. The Ordercube is the first B2B product ever funded on Kickstarter. Thank you. So obviously this was our proof of concept. Also, in terms of the business model, we charge 70 euros per cube once and 12 euros for support and maintenance per cube annually. And there is another revenue stream I have not even introduced yet. we are able to sell a game-changing new metric, the average waiting time. Basically, we can put a number to service quality, and we can provide that in real time. So imagine having a real-time service quality indicator next to a TripAdvisor rating in the future. Our vision? Simple gadgets for smart gastronomy. We enable smart restaurateurs by establishing KPIs gathered by our simple gadgets. Thank you for your attention.
From Burgundy to Bordeaux, he'll make sure you'll always have the perfect glass of wine. Please welcome Gregory from SOMM'IT!
Guten Abend. Bonsoir tout le monde. My name is Gregory, and I am the founder and CEO of SOMM'IT. We are based in Bordeaux, France. At SOMM'IT, we help restaurants manage their beverages. A couple of years ago, I was a partner in an innovation strategy consultancy. I sold my shares, and I gave myself a nice present for Christmas, a wine world tour. I visited over 26 countries. I tasted more than 5,000 wines, and my liver is fine. But whenever I went to restaurants, I realized that there was always the same problem. The waiters were not even trying to sell us wine. They were just plonking down a paper catalog of names on the table. This makes it impossible for you as customers to choose your drink properly. And you know what happens? This.
Any wine tonight?
We'll have your second cheapest wine.
Very good, sir.
Second cheapest wine.
Second cheapest wine is what 50% of you guys get in a restaurant. Really? Today, wine makes 80% of the profits of a restaurant. So you can imagine how much money is wasted for a restaurant owner. SOMM'IT helps restaurant owners fix this problem and make a lot more money. Here is how we do it. It's a SaaS platform, classical. We help restaurant owners simplify the management of their beverages. But we also care about staff and customers. We also care about content. We categorize 50,000 wines, 5,000 beers, and 3,000 spirits. This allows us to generate smart beverages list. And what is a smart beverages list? First, it recommends a drink for every specific dish on the menu. It makes it incredibly easy for you to choose your wine. Second, we share stories with the customers and even with the staff in order to better recommend the wine or to better choose the wine. It enriches your experience, where second cheapest wine will be absent. Third, we have a pricing assistant, and this is the first one in the world of this kind because we already have a database of more than 1,000 wine lists. So we can recommend a price for the restaurant owner for every specific wine or any beverage, kind of beverages on the menu. Fourth, we connect suppliers to restaurant owners. It's very easy for restaurant owners to purchase and refill their stocks. Fifth, for a chain of restaurants, they have access with only one account to all their sellers and all their stocks. It's a real breakthrough for the restaurant industry, and no one has ever done it before. This gives already amazing results. We can uplift sales by 20% minimum. We can double the profitability of a regular restaurant. In France, a regular restaurant makes 3% of net profitability. For a sommelier or a restaurant owner, we can save them up to 1 full day of work per week by improving their processes. This is the first fully integrated solution covering purchasing through inventory management and sommelier recommendation. And all in one, it costs the restaurant just 100 euros per month. It's the entry price. We already onboarded more than 100 customers. famous 3 stars Michelin, 2 stars Michelin, famous flagships in France like La Cité du Vin in Bordeaux. We are already talking with the greatest of the great to set up our platform into their systems, Accor, Sodexo, etc. This is what is happening right now. But let's talk about our vision. This is a huge market. Beverages makes B2B transaction of beverages is $500 billion a year. It is as huge as the whole hotel industry alone. 30% of this value goes to middlemen, 3 on average. So this is a perfect market to be digitized, and no one has digitized it until now. When SOMM'IT will equip a sufficient number of restaurants in France, in Europe, or let's dream in the world, we will cut the value that goes to the existing intermediation. And we'll take, I hope, a very large percentage of that cut. This is my team to achieve this vision. We all have minimum 15 years of experience in our fields. Jérôme, our CMO, worked for Rémy Cointreau and Diageo. Antoine, our head of sales, he launched Groupon in France. Fabien, our CEO, was the CEO of the only publicly listed tech company in Bordeaux. Bertrand was an entrepreneur. In data, he worked in the music industry with Apple, Spotify, and Deezer, and sold his company. Jean-Baptiste has more than 10 years of experiences in product development. And we even added the guy with a mustache, Gérard Basset, who is the most recognized sommelier of the world. He was awarded Best Sommelier of the World 2010, Master Sommelier, and Master of Wine. So it brings us lots of very high quality leads. We will raise money shortly to accelerate our development. I would be very delighted to talk about that with you around a good glass of wine, or I think beer is better here regarding local atmosphere. I would just like to take 10 seconds to give a big hug and big thanks to the teams of Techstars and METRO, who are very helpful for us during 3 months. And this is only the beginning, guys, and thank you especially to you, Jens. Thanks. Bye.
Our next founder creates startups at breakfast and sells them by lunchtime. Please welcome Yannick from Nabl!
I'm Yannick, CEO of Nabl. The last company I built up and sold was a web agency. We created 5,000 websites for restaurants, hotels, and shops. We were very successful because websites are a great tool in general. But we found out that it is not what drives people into restaurants anymore. It is now the era of online reviews. How do you make a choice between 2 restaurants? You look at the reviews. It is the most powerful marketing tool a restaurant can have. And my previous clients, hundreds of restaurants, they look at it as a threat. So we decided that it was time to change that, and we created a powerful tool which turns online reviews from threat and make it a money maker. How do we do that? We put tablets into restaurants, big ones, small ones, on the counter or on the way out. The customer can give a 1 to 5 star review. Then he can rate the atmosphere of the room, the quality of the food, or the quality of the service. Then he can put his phone number, and then we send him a text message with a link inside. When he clicks on this link, our algorithm decides on which website the commented review should go on. So it could be TripAdvisor, it can be Google, or it can be our platform. We have a special partnership with TripAdvisor and Google to seamlessly collect reviews. So you see, by doing this, we take out the power from a few angry people, and we put it back into the hands of the 99% of people who are happy but never gave an online review before. And on the way, we also collect a lot of telephone numbers that we will use as a second revenue stream later. The results we have are very impressive. A restaurant that collected 5 reviews a month can now collect 100. When you collect 100 more positive reviews every month, you increase your ranking on TripAdvisor. Increasing your ranking makes you more visible you get more customers, and obviously you make more money. So where are we at now? We started selling this solution in February this year. We now have 300 clients, and we collected more than 100,000 reviews. You must be wondering, what is the potential of the reviews, the review market? Let's have a look at the similar company, Trustpilot. Trustpilot focuses on e-commerce websites. It is a unicorn, and they collected 21 million reviews over 10 years of operation. We focus on shops, and we will actually get those 21 million reviews faster than them if we continue growing at the same rate. To achieve this growth, we have our internal sales force, which is focusing on chains, and we have a partnership with METRO, which focuses on independent restaurants. This partnership will bring us 1 million reviews a year in France alone. METRO is in 25 countries. So to get this enormous market share as quickly as possible, to collect as many reviews as we can in a short period of time, we picked up the lowest price we could. Our clients pay us 39 euros a month, plus a setup fee, and we also sell text message campaigns. Our clients love it. King Marcel, a burger chain in France, put us in their franchise book. You cannot open a new restaurant without Nabl. Ecomiam, a supermarket chain, they released a press release 2 weeks after they started using us because they were so satisfied with the results. So you see, this team wants to build a business that collects more reviews than anybody else before. Overall, we are a team of 12 people. This is the management team. Kevin and Paul are 2 CTOs, back end and front end. They've been working together for 10 years. Remy, our sales manager, has been selling for 15 years. Paul, customer success, he's been talking to clients for more than 10 years, so he knows how to make them happy. And myself, Yannick, I created my first company 15 years ago. The web agency I sold in January is doing 3 million euros revenue, and with Nabl, I want to make this company much bigger than the previous one. So you get the picture. Restaurants, it's just one of the targets we have. We want to be everywhere. Supermarkets, hairdressers, we will be everywhere. We even put tablets in this place so that you can give a review about this event. We raised an 800K round last year to make this company a success, and now we are looking for Series A in 2018. I'm Yannick. This is Nabl. Thank you for listening.
Our next founder may be from Switzerland, but she is not neutral when it comes to making money. It's Anastasia from KITRO!
Good afternoon. My name is Anastasia, and I'm the co-founder of KITRO. So we all know food waste is a problem. In fact, 1/3 of all the food produced is wasted along the global supply chain. Do you know how much that's worth? Let me tell you, more than $1 trillion US. That is a lot of money that just ends in the bin every year. So we looked at the hospitality industry and quickly realized where the problem is. Restaurants have no efficient way to measure their food waste. So they have their POS systems to measure their sales, or their CRM systems to measure their customers. But how do they measure food waste? Well, existing solutions are extremely time-intensive and require a lot of manual entry from the staff. And this is why we have created the world's first fully automated system designed to measure and monitor food waste in restaurants and canteens. Here's how it works. We place a scale below the bin and mount this device at the wall. Like this, we can measure the time, the image, and the weight. This data collected is then sent to the software, where with image processing and machine learning algorithms, we're able to identify what exactly is being thrown away. And for the first time ever, we can accurately and consistently quantify food waste data. We provide users with reports outlining exactly how much they throw away, at what time, and the cost connected to it. And by showing them exactly during which of those sources their key problem areas are, restaurant owners and chefs can optimize their work practices in order to reduce food waste. By mitigating food waste, they actually have a financial benefit. They can reduce their food costs by up to 8%. And let's bear in mind that we're talking about a low profit margin industry here, where everything counts. So ultimately, reducing their food costs leads to higher profit margins, and they have a great story they can share with their customers. Since we started in February this year, we've created our first prototype, we tested it in the market, created a second one, incorporated a company, and since November of this year, we're testing the third version of our hardware prototype in 3 different locations. In the Mercure Hotel in Berlin, Einstein Hotel in St. Gallen, Switzerland, and also a third location in Switzerland in a ski resort. And here's some more customers who are excited to start working with us starting next year. So we're mainly targeting big hotel chains, restaurant groups, and even supermarkets such as Coop, which is the 2nd largest supermarket chain in Switzerland. They own a lot of canteens and restaurants. We're targeting those bigger groups because they have really high volumes in food waste, and thus we'll see bigger cost reduction and bigger cost savings, and thus benefit more from working with us. But how do we make money? We're charging a monthly subscription fee that includes the installation, leasing of one hardware device, reporting and analysis, and maintenance. This fee is starting at 250 euros a month per device, and is only 10% of what a restaurant can actually save per month. So with our product, we really connect hospitality and tech. And here's the team that can make it happen. Elliot, our CTO, he has a PhD in computer vision and is highly experienced in the latest image recognition technologies. Naomi and myself have graduated from the #1 ranked hospitality school in the world in Lausanne, Switzerland, and have a huge network in this industry. Additionally, this hospitality and business network gives us the advantage to really understand the customer's needs and also know about the operational aspect of a restaurant. Furthermore, we partner with Axon, a Swiss-based company, who's supporting us on the hardware development side. So our next steps with KITRO are really to focus on those pilots to develop the product together with the customers and really incorporate their feedback. And if you would like to hear more about KITRO, I'm happy to chat with you after. Thank you very much.
Without a doubt, the most popular Techstars founder of all time. You're about to find out why. It's Morgan from BlendBow.
Hello, everybody. I am Morgan Fellous, the CEO and co-founder of BlendBow. And today, I'm going to talk to you about cocktails, because I'm sure you love cocktails. Everybody loves cocktails, especially bar and restaurant owners, because cocktails are the highest profit item margin that you can find in a bar. It's over 90%. You know how much you pay for a cocktail, between 8 to 15 euros, but you don't know how much it costs. It costs an average of 1 euro. It's over 90% profit margin. It's huge. But to keep this margin, there's few problems with cocktail. The first one is to make excellent cocktails, bar and restaurant owners must hire a very good bartender. This guy costs up to 5,000 euros per month. The second problem, cocktails takes up to 3 minutes to prepare, which means that if you have 5 to make, it is 15 minutes. And the third problem is cocktails are never consistent. You can have a very good one, and 5 minutes later, a very bad one, made by the same bartender. To solve all this problem and trying to keep this margin from cocktails, at BlendBow, we developed during 4 years of research and development, the BarMate. The BarMate is the first cocktail machine of the world that can make any cocktails in less than 1 minute. And even bartenders admit that the cocktails taste very good. I'd like to show you how we can make, in just a few seconds, an excellent mojito, which is one of the hardest cocktails to make. Just select the cocktail on the screen, put a glass, and the BarMate does everything. It can cut the limes, measure sugar and mint, smash them, crush the ice, and of course, calculate in milliliter alcohol and juice. And we can make any cocktail, any recipe. We deliver the barmaid with 150 excellent recipes made by professional bartenders. Our customer can change the recipes, manage them, and create their own cocktail. The barmaid is connected over internet, and most of our maintenance is done remotely. And we know exactly which ingredients is sold by our customers, which make a lot of sense for distributors, like METRO, for example. So what is our business model? We sell the barmaid for 20,000 euros with a 45% profit margin. But our customers do not pay 20,000 euros. They pay 500 euros per month to our leasing partner, which is 10 times cheaper than a bartender. We had this great idea with my co-founder David 6 years ago after we sold our first company, because we know automation is changing all the industry. Remember, a few years ago, you used to see people washing dishes. This job doesn't even exist anymore. And it's 1.5 billion euro of sales every year for professional dishwasher manufacturer. Same with coffee. Baristas make excellent coffee. But now a restaurant owner has the choice. And he can have an automated coffee machine. And it is 2.5 billion euro of sales every year. And this is happening every time in every industry when there is money to make or cost to save. So who are we? We are a team of 16 people, split into 3 departments: sales and marketing that I manage, research and development that David, my co-founder, manage, and production and quality control that Philippe, who has 35 years of experience, is managing. We just started to deliver our first customers 6 months ago. In 6 months, it is 600,000 euro of sales. And it's growing. Last month, November, 120,000 euro of sales. And it is just the beginning. We just started 3 weeks ago a METRO pilot distribution. We put barmaid inside METRO stores. After 3 weeks, we already signed the first orders. And what I can tell you is METRO customers love it. And if we keep this traction inside the stores, we can make 1 million euro per year of turnover per store. And METRO has 750 stores. It can be a huge partnership, yes. We are fundraising. We are raising 1.5 million euro. Half of the round is already committed by a French VC firm. If you want to take the rest out, just let's have a cocktail. Thank you very much. I am Morgan Fellous.
He loves restaurants and he offers them a disruptive ingredient. Please welcome the wonderful Marc from Cuddl'Up.
Good afternoon, Munich. I'm Marc, CEO and co-founder of Cuddl'Up. At Cuddl'Up, we have created the unique software solution for restaurants that make them 30% more money from day one. I love food. I mean, I really love food and restaurants. So much that once I got on the famous TV show called MasterChef. But you know, I had no time for TV because I was working for SAP. And my co-founder and I, we traveled the world, delivering 800 projects, was 40 million per year for SAP. So lots of time in traveling, no time for TV show, but we spent lots of time in restaurants. And everywhere we faced the same problem. Waiters are not good at sales. They don't know how to sell and they don't want to. It's just crazy because there is here a huge opportunity to maximize what diners are spending in restaurants every day. So we were in restaurants with my co-founder and we just thought, What if we can build a piece of software that maximizes what guests are spending in restaurants better than any waiter ever can? And guess what? We did it. We have created our platform, software, and AI. We put that in restaurants. The ordering solution works onto tablet, and every diner gets one. Our AI pushes the right product at the right moment, and then we guide the users through the experience. What about a nice ratatouille with your cut de boeuf? That's a cross-sell. We all know that a glass of red wine is perfect with your steak. That's an upsell. Diners are ordering at the beginning of their meal. They are hungry. This is the right moment to push a dessert. And here we are generating an additional sales. And the results are just amazing. We are maximizing spending on every product category every day. The result is we increase the average check by 30%. That's huge. Every chef has a secret ingredient. Our secret sauce to address the market is our business model. This is our monthly subscription fees for restaurant owner. Yeah, €0. Restaurant owners do not want additional subscription fees for software. So we give them everything away, and we get a performance fees out of the additional revenue we generate. And do you know how much this is? €1,200 per month per restaurant. This is what we are currently billing in average to our customers. Yeah. There is one additional zero than what you typically expect for restaurants software industry, right? And believe me, this additional zero makes a huge difference to our business. Nobody ever tried to sell software for free to restaurants. And restaurant owners love that. We effectively started our marketing and sales 1 month ago. And with the help of the partnership with METRO and the Accelerator, we closed 10 new contracts over the last 10 days. That's 1 new contract per day. The pipeline is building out. We have 50 more customers waiting in our waiting list. Chains are coming to us. Believe me, we are having great fun right now. To achieve that, the first thing we've created is an amazing team. Altogether, we accumulate more than 100 years of experience in software industry and in hospitality market. So basically, what I just told you is that we are already building a great business, and that we have a large, nice momentum in sales. But there is one more thing you need to know. The future of software industry for hospitality market will all revolve around open API approach. And what we are currently shipping to the market, what we are currently delivering to our customer, it's part of the package, is this. Cuddl'Up is an open API platform. Obviously, our solution is built on top, such as the ordering solution, and we have already integrated 2 POSs and 2 payment solutions. Anything digital can connect to that, such as the fantastic company you have seen before. Yeah, we even have business case for the fantastic robot machine that makes cocktail. This is very important because what we are doing is that we are creating a network of apps that we can cross-sell to any of our restaurant owners, and we can use those apps to maximize what guests are spending in restaurants. The next step will make a lot of people happy here. We can connect them to the supplier world. Again, we maximize spending by 30%. Imagine what we can do with predictive purchasing and automated purchasing. So if in the audience you are a restaurant owner, a chain, or an investor that wants to be part of this journey, I will be right there. I'm Marc. This is Cuddl'Up. Thank you for your attention.
Thank you. So those were the 9 startups that we're graduating today from the METRO Accelerator for Hospitality of this year. I just want to leave you with one thought, which is this. There are 6 of those 9 companies that are currently doing a pilot trial with METRO. The sales potential of those trials just via the METRO channel, is hundreds of millions of euros every year, just from 6 companies. And we're graduating 20 companies, including the retail program, every year. And that's then 40, it's 60, it's 80, it's 100 over the years. That's a lot of money. For the startups, this is an incredible opportunity, but it's actually starting to add up quite a bit for METRO over the time as well. And that is, as Andreas explained earlier, because that is helping the customers of Metro, it's helping the startups, and it's helping Metro. So it's effectively a triple win. Now, at this point, I would typically start saying thank you, but we're not going to do that today. Because today we've got a little extra for you. Because this is not the only Techstars program in the world. And we've got two companies here from our sister program in Paris, Techstars Paris, who graduated just a couple of days ago. Both of these companies have got a strong and growing connection to Germany. And when we were visiting Paris last week, they asked me, Jens, can we present at your demo day? And I said, yeah, sure, come along. So give them a big hand and have fun with them.
Taking customer service to a whole new level. Please welcome our guest from the Techstars Paris program. It's Ben from Muros!
Good evening, everyone. You and I, we're all consumers. And 66% of us will switch providers after a bad experience with customer service. Considering that acquiring new customers is harder than ever. Considering that selling to existing customers is easier than selling to new ones, a company cannot afford losing customers because of poor service. I'm Benoît Gagnon, CEO and co-founder of Muros, and with my 15 years managing customer service organizations, I came up with this idea. Muros helps companies reducing and preventing customer churn due to poor service by making customer service smarter and faster. 9 companies in France, in Germany, in the UK, and in the US already trust and pay for our solutions. We serve them by leveraging on one of the most underused corporate assets, a gold mine, the customer service data. So, what is Muros? Muros is a platform in the cloud, powered by artificial intelligence using machine learning, natural language processing, sentiment analysis. It interfaces with industry standards, such as Zendesk, Salesforce, Desk.com, and others, to collect its data. And then it transforms it and analyzes it to serve every layer of a customer service organization. For the customer service agents, we make them smarter by pushing recommendations to them. And we make them faster by automating tasks for them directly in the tools they use every day. Let me show you a demo. This is how Muros works with Zendesk. In this particular example, a customer service rep is putting a new customer question from the queue. And instead of manually populating several fields, Muros did the work for him in the background. And at the same time, it recommends a predefined existing answer that best matches the customer question. So with just one click, the agent can then get a pre-written answer that he or she can edit and send. The result, helping our very first customer, was able to reduce by a half the time customers had to wait for a first reply. And at the same time, they improved productivity by a full 10%. For the management team, it's like having your own dedicated data scientist. Muros makes them faster by automating data analysis for them and smarter by revealing new insights for better decision making. This is one of the Muros dashboards that they are using. And in this example, our artificial intelligence detected that several replies were sent to customers based on the same piece of text. That does not exist as a predefined answer in Zendesk or Salesforce, and that agent certainly copied and passed from one reply to another. Interestingly, all those customer requests resulted in a greater customer satisfaction than average. So by turning that piece of text into a predefined answer, the manager can boost the customer satisfaction. This was just to illustrate one of the several features that we offer and that none of our competitors does. But there is much more to come. As you know, customers also churn after bad experiences with products. And product and marketing teams are in the dark about what customers are reporting because customer service is struggling with distilling this massive amount of information reported to them. Here, we can help too. We are creating the infrastructure. We are collecting all the necessary data that allows us to create the missing feedback loop between those teams, to fill the gap between the teams. I love this animation. And we know how to do it. I bring the domain expertise and my two co-founders the technical one, as they both did PhD research in artificial intelligence. To date, more than 530 customer service reps are subscribed to our solutions on a monthly basis. We've processed more than 4 million customer service requests, and these numbers will keep growing, as during the Techstars Paris program, we agreed with Air Liquide and Renault to run a POC. Now that we have more than one reference in several industries, e-commerce, marketplaces, entertainment, now that we have big names in others, we are ready to penetrate those markets with a tailored sales communication. The market is big, $3 billion by 2020. That's pretty much it. Thank you very much. We are closing a seed round by the end of Q1 2018, so come and talk to us after the show. We are more than happy to give you more details about us. Thank you.
And now, finally ending the show, our last pitcher is going to take us on a journey and pump us all up. Please welcome to the stage, David from Pop!
Hi everyone, thank you Munich for having us. I'm David, co-founder and CFO of Pump. Pump is the first mobile fuel station in Europe. Our story starts with one simple observation that we probably all had here. The refueling experience in the last 100 years has gone from bad to worse. There is less and less service, the experience is never really great, and because fuel stations are disappearing, we have to drive around more and more in order to just find one. In France alone, there are 4 times less fuel stations than 40 years ago, and 3 times more cars on the road. This ratio is almost the same for all European countries. So that's why we are on a mission to change the way you refuel your car by bringing the fuel station to you. Since we started our operation in Paris in January 2017, we sold over 250,000 liters of fuel, generating more than 300,000 euros of revenue, and signing up along the way 20 companies. These 20 customers combined represent a yearly volume of more than 1.5 million liters. So here's the Pump Mobile in action. It's not just a van. After almost a year of research and development with our industrial partner and our tech team, we built a fully functional, compliant, connected, and certified mobile fuel station according to European law. This means that tomorrow we can operate our service everywhere in Europe. Today, Pump refuel fleet-based companies and companies' headquarters as a benefit for their employees. So we started with fleet-based companies because refueling is particularly painful for them. Take Greg, for instance. He, like other of our customers, has a fleet of 30 vehicles. It used to take him, on average, 30 minutes to refuel each one of them, from leaving the warehouse, driving around the city, and coming back to the warehouse. Today, with Pump, Greg gets to refuel his entire fleet in less than 1 hour. But that's not the only problem we're solving for Greg. Fleet-based companies have major losses every year because of fraud linked to fuel cards. Since Pump connected system only refuel vehicles in our database under Greg's account, and with our fuel tracking tool, Greg never has to deal with fraud anymore. Since he started working with us 3 months ago, he already noticed a decrease by 10% in his fuel consumption, making him save already thousands of euros per year. We also improve well-being in the workplace by providing our service on the spot to employees so that they never have to stop at the fuel station on their way home or on their way to the office. Today, and after 3 months within the Techstars program, we're extremely happy to announce that we're going to be providing this service to the employees of Accor Hotel, FDJ, gaming company in France, Groupama, Renault, and Air Liquide. With Accor Hotel, we're also exploring into providing the service into some of their hotels for their guests to increase their loyalty. With Renault Group, we will be offering the service into some of their retail stores so that when you go pick up your car, you get to leave with a full tank. So, what we can say for now is that since we started, we have a 100% retention rate since our first liter delivered. There are 15 companies waiting to work with us, and these 15 companies combined represent an additional yearly volume of more than 1 million liters. Our business model is based on one side, a margin per liter, and a delivery fee that we charge to our customers under a subscription model. So, what we can say is that since we started, we achieved a 45% month-over-month growth, and this year, 2017, we're going to close the year with 400,000 euros in revenues. By next year, and with only our current customer base, since we know how much they spend every year in fuel, we will generate at least 3 million euros in revenues. But the problem that we're tackling is not only a city problem. It's not a Paris, it's not a London problem. It's a global problem. Everywhere you go, when you have a car, you need to stop to refuel. So that's why we're already expanding into new markets by bringing our solution, by having our first stop here in Germany, in Munich, where we're going to be launching a pilot with one of the largest German companies before rolling to the rest of Europe. By next year, we're going to launch as well Pump Care. Pump Care is a set of car services under a subscription model, allowing you to never worry about anything related to the car, from fuel additives to safety checks. But Pump is not only about fuel and services, although we're doing that now. We know that the future of mobility is going to be increasingly fueled by new and alternative energies. So that's why we're already working on providing the same mobile and connected solution to new energies such as electricity, hydrogen, and biogas. Our vision is to start a mobile, connected, and cheaper energy distribution network. And to meet this challenge, we know that we had to have a great team that combined expertise in finance, fuel distribution, tech, marketing, and operations. We are currently raising a seed round, so we would love you to join us in this journey. So come to see us after this. Thank you.
Thank you very much. So those were the 11 presentations, and once this is finished transitioning behind me, I get on to the most pleasant task of this demo day, which is to say thank you. Oops, and I'm clicking ahead. It's to say thank you. There are a lot of people involved, in working with the founders and turning these programs into very, very successful programs. First, we've had over 100 mentors who came in and spend time with the founders. These are individuals who come to our offices. They fly in partially from other countries. They do this for free because they want to give first. Many of them have been founders before, like me when I was mentoring in Techstars programs, who wished that somebody had mentored them and told them what not to do. Yeah? So give them a big hand. They are fantastic. Thank you very much, mentors. Now, some of them have not just come and spent an afternoon with us or a morning. They've come back and they've come back and they've helped specific companies again and again. So to those founders who are on the wall behind me, or to those mentors who are behind me, the founders have said a special thank you to them for becoming lead mentors and for spending yet more time with them. Thank you again. Now, we've also had people who came in, experienced entrepreneurs, executives, and so forth, who shared stories, who've given workshops, who've given founder stories. Thank you for coming in and spending time with the teams. Much appreciated indeed. We know from experience that the only thing that gets a founder to actually make a pitch deck and present it is to have some investors sit in the room. Yeah? Because only the fear of the investor looking at your pitch deck actually gets the founders into shape. So I've had to look at thousands of presentations in my life, most of which are not that enjoyable. Yeah? So thank you very much to the 5 investors who've actually come in and spent 2 evenings with us to listen to the very first versions of the pitches that you've seen today. And believe me, they know we're not anywhere near at the quality level of what you've seen tonight. So thanks to those investors. Now, we actually have a number of contractors who come in who help the companies, right? So they've helped with customer development, with product, with design, with presentation training, with sales training, and yet more design and more design and yet more design to all of you who've spent days and weeks with us. Thank you very much. It's much appreciated. Now, I have to give a very, very special shout out to Mo. Is Mo here tonight? Is he here? I thought he was coming. Anyway, so Mo is from London. Mo is a value proposition specialist who was mentoring in our Techstars London program. And he loved it so much, he just spent an entire week in Techstars London with the startups there, helping them figure out exactly what their value proposition is, how to articulate it, and so forth. And he loved it so much, he jumped on a plane and he just flew to Berlin, free of charge. Just because he wanted to do it, just because he had so much fun doing it. And it's been great working to him. He was superb. Thank you very much, Mo. You're great. Oh, this is absolutely terrific. I think I've run out of battery in my clicker. So, Techstars is a global network. We have global network partners. Each one of those companies has sent several representatives to our office. They've spent typically half a day or a day there, 2 to 3 people each. They've mentored the startups, they've made introductions. AWS came in 3 times. I think we went out with them 2 or 3 times afterwards. They've been incredibly helpful. Thank you very much to all of you. Now, I've said before that the relationship with Metro is incredibly valuable because it generates customer connections, it generates qualified leads, but it doesn't really generate it by itself, right? It's not just a software, there are people involved doing this. So thank you very much to the pilot and sales team, and that's Tim, Francis, and Finian, and Ole, and Yazir, and Khafida. Thank you very much to all of you. Now, I spent a huge amount of time recruiting companies earlier this year, and I spent a huge amount of time with Sabine in France. We spent weeks and weeks and weeks traveling through cities, talking to dozens, actually many, many dozens of entrepreneurs. Sabine, thank you very much. She also did over 50 video interviews with entrepreneurs that took her over a week. I very much appreciate your support in all of this. Thank you. And it really doesn't click. So, in France, we've been helped by 33 entrepreneurs. Vincent, thank you for your help for the French roadshow. It was great fun. Much appreciated. Thank you very much. Now, we've had several members of the Techstars, gang come over, partners in our fund, and so forth. Thank you very much to John, Greg, and Ari for spending time with the teams. It's been really, really great that you mentored them. Thank you very much. Now we come to the most important bit. This is actually quite close to my heart. None of this would even be remotely possible without this. Our office dog, Snow. I think in human terms, Snow is easily over 100 years old. Like a graceful old lady, she slowly moves from room to room, sits down, and looks. No, it's actually not Snow. The most important thing is saying thank you to families. So you have to remind yourself, the founders spent 3 months with us in Berlin. There's not a single company from Berlin, right? They all travel for many, many weeks to us, and when they're with us, and they're spending time with all of these people, they can't spend time with their kids. And I can tell you from experience, you know, when I come home and I've been traveling, when I'm recruiting and I'm on a tour for several countries, my kids say, Daddy, why don't you spend more time with us? Yeah? So thank you very much to the families. This was all temporary. It's over now. Without your support, none of this would have happened. We really thank you. Okay, so now you think I run this program, right? No. Actually, I don't run this program at all. I'm just a guy that they put on stage who says nice things or something like that. Well, okay, maybe it's a bit more than that. The person who actually really runs the program is Franziska. Franziska does all the work, and she makes me look great. So I'm very grateful for that. The other people who actually make us look great are the dream team from METRO. Can I ask these 4 people on stage? Leah, who's working on communications. Julia, who has done all of our events, including this one. Sylvia, who runs all of our pilot programs. And Andreas, who's been on stage before. Come on up. Now, we hired 9 associates in this program. Amy, who wasn't there when the group shot was taken. Oh, no. So Amy was doing market research together with METRO. Come on up. Tamara, full stack visual designer. Come on up. Ali, who's PR and marketing. Dimitri, financial modeling. Felipe, who's product marketing. Leah, business development and sales. Susie, our entrepreneur in residence. Dennis, who knows all the investors in Germany. And finally, Janelby. Where is she? She's already here. Where's Janelby? Janelby, who's doing all of the operations. Thank you. And now we're asking all of the founders to come up on stage. Founders, come. Everybody, all of the founders come on stage. Thank you for spending so much time with us. And when they're up on stage, then it's a wrap. This was the demo day of the METRO Accelerator for Hospitality in 2017. Thank you all much for coming. And we have food and drink and party in the room next door, and we're going to look forward to spending more time with you there. Thank you very much for coming. It's much appreciated. See you later.